Hi, I'm Stephanie of Bowerbird Atelier, and I'm a stationery designer.
And I'm Carrie Elizabeth with Bohem Events, and I am a full-service event planner.
And we are co-hosting an intentional weddings retreat that's all for newly engaged couples.
Yeah, so who is this for, right?
Yeah.
Newly engaged or thinking about getting engaged?
Yeah, and maybe you're really curious about ways to connect with each other as a couple, maybe to bring more ritual into your life, maybe to feel more unified together through this planning process.
Yeah, or if you feel like you have so many I don't knows in the planning process, like I don't know how to start a wedding or planning a wedding. I don't know how to do this. Or maybe you have too many shoulds. So maybe it's the mother or father or friends that are saying, you should do this. This is going to help alleviate all of that stress of feeling that.
Yeah, and maybe you just really, at the end of the day, want to create a really authentic and sacred celebration that's all about the two of you and your love for each other.
Yeah.
So what could you expect from this retreat?
Yeah, so really about this, it's getting out of your head and into your heart space. So really what we're driving here is stop thinking about logistics, the how-tos, and really get into your heart with each other so that you can start to formulate that authentic vision of what your day looks like.
Yeah, because we want you both to feel super unified as a couple, and we're hoping that at the end of this you can leave with an intention that you can both revisit again and again throughout the planning process, so that even with all those logistics, you feel really centered into why you're doing this.
Yeah, and with that intention, you're going to get clarity to a vision. So you're going to have an anchored vision of what it looks like. So a lot of times we want to jump to see, oh, we want it to look like this. Thank you, Pinterest. And we get to this space where, we lose it. We lose our why. We lose, like, what is it that we're going for? Because there's so many images out there. So, yeah, truly this is about getting into the two of you and what you really, really want for the day.
Yeah, and we want it to be really fun. So both Carrie and I have a lot of rituals that we instill into our own lives. So we want to introduce you to some of those because that can be a really cool way to connect together as a couple. So we're going to kind of experiment. We're going to do some weird stuff maybe that you haven't done before, but we're hoping we can give you a toolkit of some rituals that you can go home with and do together as a couple so that you can reconnect throughout the planning process and feel really centered even when things get chaotic.
Yeah, absolutely. And this, again, is not a how-to plan your wedding, so you don't really need to bring much. You don't need to know your date. You don't need to know where. You really just need to be in those very beginning stages. So I like to say for the newly engaged or the pre-engaged, if you are just newly engaged, congratulations. This is such a sweet space. The other thing that actually we haven't spoke about is slowing down the process of the engagement. So this is a wonderful thing to do in the time of your engagement so that you don't feel like you're engaged and then you're planning your wedding. Yeah. Slow down, everybody, right? And this is really a retreat for the two of you to come together and just enjoy that sweet space.
Yeah, and that being said, you do need to bring your partner.
Yep.
So this is you and your partner, the people actually coming together and committing to a lifetime of beautiful love.
Absolutely.
It's not you and your mom. It's not you and your friend.
And they can still be planning with you. So maybe your mom or your sister or brother are really into best friend or really into planning weddings with you and getting it all done. They can still do that. This is not a how to plan your wedding workshop. This is about a couple.
Yeah. And because we're going to introduce you to some ritual as a couple, we also want you to bring something that represents you both as a couple, something small that you can, display at home on your own mini altar. But we're going to introduce you to the idea of creating an altar so that you can have something visual that sort of represents your intention with each other so that you can see it throughout the process and be reminded of this centering experience.
Yeah. From a planner perspective, this is so essential. I'm so honored and excited that we have collaborated on this because truly I think this is a sweet space for the wedding industry right now and learning and opening up to something more than booking vendors and looking at contracts and vetting, so on and so forth. So if you can please take the time and mark your calendars.
Yeah, if you're curious and want to know more, check the page for more information. We're actually doing 2 dates. So it's super accessible for couples all over the Bay Area. So if you're in Oakland or San Francisco, we have a different date for both of you. End of January, beginning of February. Yep. So we hope to see you there. Yeah. And let us know if you have any questions. We're super open to any inquiries if you're not sure.
Yep. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Yay.
Thank you.